I'm by no means am I a prosperity gospel preacher. However, I do believe firmly in God's promise to bless those who give and who are generous, who tithe and give their offerings. I believe that there is a spiritual law connected to that, and that God takes care of those people above and beyond what they have done. I've seen that evidenced in my own life for 20 years. I see it in people in my church, and I see it within our church. Just the blessing that God brings through obedience and through generosity. But at the same time, I think we have to be careful not to have a poverty mentality. You know, for so many years, people just expected Christians to be poor, or they expected ministers to be poor. I don't think that that's healthy either, because if you don't have your basic needs met, if you don't have some basic levels of comfort, then that's where your focus is going to be on as well. And you're not going to be able to do the things that you desire to do or that you need to be able to do. And so I do think it comes back to what we talked about originally of finding balance. I don't think God is opposed to people having nice things. I think we have to avoid having extravagance. I don't think that's part of God's design for us. I think that there is a moderation that we can do, and I think that kind of depends on where our income level is at and what our giving is like as well. But one of the cool things to me, though, is that God gave a percentage, not an amount. You know, when the lady that gave the 2 mites in the temple, Jesus said she gave more than everybody else because she gave all that she had. You know, if I give 10% of my income now compared to what my 10% of my income was 15 years ago, I'm giving a whole lot more money now than I did 15 years ago because my income has increased. But my heart's still the same before the Lord because I'm giving that same percentage of what I had. But as I've been faithful, God has blessed me, and the home I live in is nicer. The things that I have in my home are nicer than the things that I had 15 years ago. And so I do think that there is this gradual progression that God desires for his children to have better.
Yeah. And this is kind of a little bit of a touchy subject, but I know a lot of times people and some of our viewers today do this, and I did it for a long time too, is they look at nonprofits and they expect them to run on virtually nothing. I mean, all their donation, they want 100% of their donation to go towards the ministry work. And that would be great. But there's people who are sacrificing their lives, their livelihoods, I should say, not their lives, their livelihoods, and they're to do ministry, to make these things happen. And we need to respect their livelihoods too, and know that you don't want to do it extravagantly. You don't want 60% of your income, into a nonprofit to be used on overhead, but you got to have the things you need to do ministry right, and that's good staff, good, reliable, faithful staff. So those things cost money, and so people who are donating to nonprofits, they need to be aware that the nonprofits that are running best, maybe not the ones that are running best, maybe not the biggest ones, but the ones that are running most efficiently are the ones who are good stewards of every dollar donated, and they're very aware of how the resources are being allocated.